You're watching CITV with Jamie Moyer, left-handed pitcher of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Plymouth Whitemarsh High School has a strong tradition of highly competitive and champion sports teams. Through CITV Sports, you'll witness PW's outstanding student athletes in action. However, there are many more games each week than what CITV is able to cover. So come out to PW, see the games live, and cheer for our teams from the stands. If you are a senior citizen with a gold card, you can even attend all of our regular season home games for free. Good luck to the competitors, and go Colonials!
Hello and welcome to another edition of CITV Sports. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. It's Wednesday, December 7th, 2016. We're at Facenda Whitaker Lanes in East Norriton, Pennsylvania for Suburban 1 Continental American Girls Bowling action featuring the Hatboro-Horsham Hatters and the Plymouth Whitemarsh Lady Colonials. It's the regular season opener for the Lady Colonials. PW coming into this season after a 20-36 mark in Continental American, 32-36 overall, while the Hatters have won 7 of 8 games against PW in 2 matches last season. And this is a completely different season in Continental American as Norristown has left for the Pioneer Athletic Conference, so we're down to 7 teams in Continental American instead of 8. And starting off now for the Hatters will be Aaron Cass on the right lane and gets just 1 pin. For the Hatters, we have Aaron Cass, Lauren Lindsay, Maddie Weston, Grace Fox, and Lauren Klein. Plymouth Whitemarsh, we have Jenna Cooper, Celia Curry, Zara Dugan, Nicole Esposito, and Francesca Shuttle-Kaleli. Cooper will start on the left lane and starts off with a strike. It's Cooper's first time on varsity and gets all 10 there. And Cass will get 8. She'll get 9 overall and starts that one off with an open. Celia Curry up for the Lady Colonials on the left lane. And leaves the 10 pin. Lauren Lindsay follows on the right lane for the Hatters. Curry last season in 2 matches against the Hatters averaged 113 a set. Here's Lauren Lindsay. And looks like she leaves the 6 standing. Curry to pick up the 10. And she'll leave it as that's an open. It's a strike and a miss for the Lady Colonials, as Zara Dugan will take her turn. As Lindsay will try to get the 6 pin. And she'll land that in the gutter, and that's another open. So Zara Dugan now, or the Lady Colonials. Madeline Weston is up next for the Hatters. And the lefty Dugan gets all 9 except for the 7 pin. Weston, the only Hatter who was not a regular on varsity last year, and she gets a strike. The first mark of the match for the Hatters. Again, last season, Hatboro-Horsham won 3-1 and 4-0 matches against PW. PW in those matches averaged 644.1 pins per set. The Hatters 683, and Dugan leaves the 7. And that's 2 opens and a mark for the Lady Colonials so far. Here's Grace Fox, and Fox will leave the 10. Last season, Fox averaged 113.6 per set against the Lady Colonials. Here's Nicole Esposito. And she'll get a strike. Esposito, who comes into the season with just one 500-plus series on varsity. That's 2 strikes and 2 opens for the Lady Colonials, and Fox will just miss it completely down the middle. 3 opens and a strike so far for the Lady Hatters. Now Francesca Shuttle-Kaleli leaves the 10. Francesca Shuttle-Kaleli, just one of 3 Lady Colonials in program history to qualify for regionals in 3 seasons. The other 2 were Amy Costello and Lauren Ensland. Shuttle-Kaleli trying to become the first to make it in all 4 seasons to regionals. Lauren Klein gets a strike for the Hatters. Klein is the defending Suburban 1 Continental American Tournament champion. And Kaleli picks it up. So PW with 2 strikes, a spare, and 2 opens. The Hatters, 2 strikes and 3 opens. So right now, PW up 48-47 after 1 frame in the first set. Erin Cass throws it right down the middle and gets all 10 after an open 9. And the first frame picks up the 10. Back-to-back strikes for the Hatters. Jenna Cooper now on the right lane for the Lady Colonials on a strike. And she starts the set with 2 10s in a row. Lauren Lindsay up on the left lane for the Hatters. Averaged 131 pins per set against PW last season. She'll leave the 6 and the 10. Celia Curry up after a 9 miss. And she also leaves the 6-10. So PW right now on the right lane, Hatboro-Horsham on the left. Both of these schools are in Suburban 1 American for all other sports. Hatboro-Horsham was previously in Suburban 1 Continental. Lindsay misses both. Back-to-back open frames for her. So already the 4th open for the Hatters. And Curry gets the spare. Now Madeline Weston on a strike on the left lane. Will knock down 7. Last year, the regular bowler instead of Weston was Kelly Fistler. Sarah Dugan starts off with another 9. She was 9 open in the first frame. But last season, Plymouth Whitemarsh averaged 682 pins a set and had gotten 700 pins or more just 15 times. And Weston gets 2 out of 3 there. It's another open frame for the Hatters, the 5th in this set so far. Dugan working with the 6, and she'll knock it down after an open first frame. Gets a spare on the 2nd. Now on the left lane for the Hatters is Grace Fox off a 9 miss. It's right down the middle and leaves up the 4 pin. Nicole Esposito entered the season just 1 500 series. It was 535 against North Penn on February 1st, 2016, a 3-1 loss to North Penn. And Esposito with back-to-back strikes. Coming into the season with just 2 200 games on varsity. Fox to pick up the 4. And she'll get it. And that is, believe it or not, the first spare of this contest for the Hatters. Now Francesca Shuttle-Kaleli on the spare. The anchor for the Lady Colonials gets all 10. 5 strikes for the Lady Colonials. After 2 frames, PW are already on 128. Lauren Klein Back-to-back strikes for her, the southpaw senior. Knocks down another 10. Now here's Aaron Cass off a strike. And she leaves 4 pins in the middle. Cooper going for a turkey. That's a nice way to start your varsity career. Gobble, gobble for her. 3 rolls, 3 strikes for Jenna Cooper, the leadoff for Plymouth White Marsh. Aaron Cass with the 1, 2, 5, and 9, and she'll get just 1 pin. So 6-1, another open for the Hatters. Celia Curry on the left lane gets all 10. Back to back to back to back strikes for the Lady Colonials. Lauren Lindsay now for the Hatters. It's 178 to 127 in the third set in favor of PW. And it's the old-fashioned 7-10 split for Lindsay. Sarah Dugan off a spare on the left lane for Plymouth White Marsh. And she'll only knock down half. Lauren Lindsay on the right lane now. Probably going to aim to get 1. And it's symmetrically good, but didn't need to be there. That's another open, and she has 3 opens and no marks so far. Sarah Dugan will get 4 out of 5. It's her second open frame of the set. That's the first open since she had a 9 miss on the first frame for the Lady Colonials. Madeline Leston throws it in the gutter, and her second ball will be off a 0. Nicole Esposito off 2 strikes, knocks down 6. Esposito averaged in the 140s last season, did not make regionals. In fact, Francesca Shoto-Kaleli has made the regional tournament the last 2 years without teammates coming with her. And Weston will get 9 on the second ball. So after a first frame strike, back-to-back opens for Weston. And Esposito will get 3 out of 4 on the second ball. So already the 4th open of the first set for the Lady Colonials. Grace Fox leaves the 4 pin on the right lane for Hatboro-Horsham. Francesca Shoto-Kaleli, senior anchor for PW, rolling on the left lane for third, and leaves the 10. Shoto-Kaleli holds the all-time high series mark with 669 back on December 10th, 2015 for the non-league match against Council Rock South, 1 pin better than Jamie Puccielli, who had a 668 in the past. And Fox leaves it open. Shoto-Kaleli looks to pick it up, and 3 frames and 3 marks for Shoto-Kaleli. And Lauren Klein, the anchor for Hatboro-Horsham, on her third ball, and has a turkey. So right now, in the 4th frame, 236 to 192 PW. Lauren Klein in a 268 game back on December 9th, 2015, in a 4-0 loss to North Penn. Lauren Klein showing that she is the defending Suburban 1 Continental American Tournament champion. And Cooper, off 3 straight strikes to begin the set, gets only 4. Right now she's at 72. And Aaron Cass just drops it into the gutter. And that's 4 frames, 4 opens for her. I believe that's already 10 plus opens for the Hatters. And Cooper leaves the middle pin. So after 3 straight strikes, a 4 and 5 gives her 82 after 4 frames. And Lauren Lindsay with the second gutter ball and for the Hatters. Hatboro-Horsham had been previously coached by Michael Fleischka. He is no longer the head coach. And once upon a time, Hatboro-Horsham actually went 2 whole seasons without a game win. That's over 112 consecutive games. Celia Curry gets all 10 back-to-back strikes for PW's 2-hole in the 4th frame. Lindsay off the gutter ball will pick up 8. Lindsay with 4 opens in 4 frames. From the 2010-11 and 2011-12 seasons, Hatboro-Horsham did not get any game wins. As Madeline Weston on the left lane for the Hatters leaves the 10. At December 10th, 2012, it was the season opener for Plymouth Whitemarsh against Hatboro-Horsham at Thunderbird Lanes in Warminster. Hatboro-Horsham got its first win in a little over 2 seasons. Then, probably wasn't fun for the Hatters to have 2 whole seasons without a game win. And Weston with 3 straight open frames after the strike to open the game. Sarah Dugan on the right lane for the Lady Colonials with 7. Grace Fox waits her turn on the left lane for the Hatters. Dugan will get none. Back-to-back opens for the PW 3-hole. Fox will get 9. That's 4 straight frames in which she started off with 9. And Nicole Esposito with 2 strikes and an open will wait on the right lane. The Eastern Pennsylvania Regional Tournament is scheduled for March 3rd and 4th, 2017. It will be where the 2016 tournament was. It will be Dutch Lanes in Ephrata and Leisure Lanes Lancaster. The singles tournament on March 3rd will be a 2-2-2 Dutch for the girls. Nicole Esposito gets a split. Leaves the 5 and the 7, and Grace Fox will convert her second spare of the contest. Lauren Klein, 3 frames, 3 strikes so far. Last season, Lauren Klein averaged 172.1 pins per set against PW, and Nicole Esposito converts the split. The first split conversion of the season. And Lauren Klein with her first ball. Missed strike. She has a split. It's not a difficult one, the 2-7. Francesca Shoto-Colelli on the right lane. Leaves the 10. This is Francesca Shoto-Colelli's 3rd consecutive season as PW's anchor. Lauren Klein just misses the 2. And that's her first open frame of the set. Francesca Shoto-Colelli's highest game so far is 258. That was back on February 1st, 2016 against North Penn. That is not the highest single game total as she throws it down and will miss it. Not the brightest of all strategies, but it is a tough pin for her to get. Anyway, we head to the 5th frame. It's 313 to 251 PW. And Cooper gets her 4th strike in 5 frames in the first set. It's a promising start for our first-time varsity bowler. Erin Cass looking for her first mark, and she gets 1 pin. Now Celia Curry for the Lady Colonials on the left lane. 2 straight strikes. Make it free. Celia Curry 4 marks in a row. Now has a turkey. PW in 2015-16 had just one game of 800 or more pins. And with this type of performance, there could be more for this season. Sarah Dugan can follow up Cooper and Curry with strikes. She gets 9, leaves, looks like the 8. Lauren Lindsay, her second consecutive first ball gutter. It's already the third first ball gutter of the set for the Hatters. Sarah Dugan looking to convert, and she gets it. That's her second spare of the contest. Lindsay lobs it down the middle and gets 5. That's 5 opens for her. Erin Cass, the leadoff for Hatboro-Horsham, has 4 opens and a strike. Nicole Esposito off the 8 spare split conversion. And that's another split chance. It's the 2, 7, 8. Madeline Weston on the right lane for the Hatters. Knocks down 7, leaves the 1, 3, and 5 pins. Nicole Esposito on the left lane. Right now on a 78. PW has a 377 to 265 lead. And looks like she will just get the 7. Can't convert the split this time. Weston rolls on the right lane and gets the remaining 3, her second mark of the contest. Francesca Shoto-Colelli's turn on the left lane for PW, which is 378 to 268 in the 5th frame. Grace Fox will wait her turn on the right lane for Hatboro-Horsham. Shoto-Colelli can't knock down the 7, just 1 strike so far. That came in the 2nd frame. Fox won't get the head pin, but she'll knock down 6. In the past, the top 12 bowlers from Suburban 1 Continental American, along with 3 wild cards from the conference tournament, qualified for the regional tournament. The last Continental American girl bowler to make states was Kara Wyerman of Penridge in 2015. And Shoto-Colelli gets her 3rd spare and 4th mark overall in the opening set. And right now, 388 to 280 as Fox will finish up her 5th frame on the right lane and converts it. Back-to-back spares for the Hatters. Erin Cass puts that in the gutter. It's already the 4th first ball gutter for the Hatters. And this Hatboro-Horsham team defeated PW 7 of 8 times last season, and tables could be turning. Lauren Klein, the anchor for Hatboro-Horsham, gets her 4th strike and 5 frames. As a reminder, had a 268 game last season. And Cass will finish it up with 7. That's 5 opens and 6 frames for her. Cooper will not get the head pin. But every time she has gotten the ball down the middle, it's been a strike. Lauren Lindsay, her 3rd straight first ball gutter. Jenna Cooper on the right lane for the Lady Colonials, looking to get her 5th mark. It's spinning to the middle, but not enough. Only gets 3 of 5. Her 2nd open. She's at a 108 after 6. Celia Curry in the right lane will be on a turkey. And that's a great pickup for Lindsay. That's a spare, gets 10 after the gutter. Curry on 4 straight marks. And will not get the hand bone. That's 7 for her. We'll look to convert. Madeline Weston, back-to-back marks, this time her second strike of the contest. As a reminder, each team bowls 3 games. The 4th game is the total pinfall for each team. And Curry misses it. That's her second open of the contest. Grace Fox on back-to-back spares. And this time she leaves the 4-pin on the left side. Dugan on the right lane. PW is up 425 to 349 in the 6th of the first set of the Suburban 1 Continental American season opener on Pearl Arbor Day. Dugan leaves the 7. She's a left-hander. Now the right-handed Fox in the left lane will look to get her third straight spare, but will miss it. It's another open for the Hatters. Hatboro-Horsham bowls at Thunderbird Lanes in Warminster. Lauren Klein, the anchor, will be next for Hatboro-Horsham. And this year, the Suburban 1 Continental American Championships will not be at Thunderbird Willow Grove where it was last season because those lanes have since closed. Klein leaves the 7. The regional era began in 2007. Lauren Klein is the only Hatter for girls bowling to make it to regionals twice. In 2015, finished in 139th out of 144th. Last year, 123rd out of 151. Nicole Esposito this time does not get a split. Gets 9. Leaves the 10. Klein at 114 will make it 115. That's 4 strikes, a spare, and an open for the Hatboro-Horsham anchor at their 6 frames. Esposito looking to finish off her second ball in their 6th frame. PW is up 452 to 369 in the first game. Esposito misses it. It's another open frame. Jenna Cooper will be on the left while Shuttle Colelli will be on the right. Cooper leaves the 6. Again, this is Cooper's first time on varsity, as Marissa McBride, Jordan Heaton have since graduated. They've also shared the load last season. Shuttle Colelli rolls it right down the middle and leaves 3 pins on the right side. Shuttle Colelli last season averaged 176 per game in conference play. And this is going to be a spare for Cooper. 4 strikes, a spare, and 2 opens for PW's leadoff. Shuttle Colelli misses the 10, gets the other 2. That's her second open. He is not happy about it. So it's 478 to 369. We're already in the 7th frame of the first game. Every game counts in terms of the conference, because in the past, the top 2 teams in the conference got automatic berths to the regional tournament, while other teams had to get at-large berths based on pinfall, and that also includes the Suburban 1 National Conference. And Erin Cass gets her second strike of the opening set for the Hatters. We're in the 7th frame. Celia Curry looking to get her second spare so far. And she'll miss by a mere inches. Back-to-back opens. Lauren Lindsay will not throw it in the gutter, but that is a split. Leaves the 4, 7, and 10. Sarah Dugan, the southpaw, 3-hole for Plymouth Whitemarsh on the left lane. Off a miss. And she'll also get a split 4-7. 4-6-7. Right now she is asking for instructions with head coach Jeff Blizzard. Jeff Blizzard in his 13th season for Plymouth Whitemarsh. This is also PW's 13th season of bowling. PW has had only 7 girl bowlers qualified for regional singles. Now, Kim Cuthbertson, Kim McCann, and Kristen White have qualified for state singles in 2005 and 6. But back then, regionals didn't exist. Zara Dugan gets 0 pins on the split, and Weston is getting into a groove. After a strike, gets 9. Nicole Esposito off 2 straight opens. Will knock down 7. And Weston with 3 marks in a row. So again, this is the first set in this December 7th season opener for Suburban 1 Continental American Play. Esposito only gets 1. It's 3 opens in a row. Esposito has had difficulty against Hatboro-Horsham. Last season, she averaged 125.5 pins per set against the Hatters. Grace Fox gets her first strike of the contest. Now the anchor's turn for frame 7. It's 502 to 423 PW. Shoto Kaleli avoids a split. She leaves the 4 and 7 pins. Lauren Klein with 5 marks and 6 frames. And she'll leave the 4. Lauren Klein made the regional tournament in 2015. She had a 70 in game 1, then pulled out. In regionals, you bowl 5 games. The top 12 scores go on to the stepladder bracket for the regional title and also qualify for the state tournament. Shoto Kaleli gets the spare. She has just 1 strike so far. 512 for PW after 7. Klein will convert, and that's 442 after 7 for the Hatters. And that's back-to-back strikes for Aaron Cass, the leadoff for Hatboro-Horsham. It's 512 to 462 now in the 8th frame of the first set. Once again, I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. Suburban 1 Continental American Girls Bowling Opener from Crescenda Whittaker Lanes in East Norriton, and Cooper can't get her 5th strike. The 9 puts her at 136. Right now, Aaron Cass is at 78 after the back-to-back strike. Lauren Lindsay will look at a split, has the 5 and 7 to deal in the 8th frame. Lauren Klein, Hatboro-Horsham's anchor, is only one of 5 Hatters to participate in regional singles competition in the history of the regional tournament. As Cooper gets back-to-back spares. Now at a 137. Lauren Lindsay gets 1 on the split. But Lindsay with just the gutter ball spare in the 6th frame. Celia Curry off back-to-back opens, gets 7. Madeline Weston on the left lane for the Hatters. Goes for the outside and it stays there and goes in the gutter. Another first ball gutter for the Hatters. PW has done a great job keeping the ball out of the gutter. Celia Curry has been accustomed to being leadoff last season, and she gets only 1 of 3 that time. PW is up 539 to 471 in the middle of the 8th frame in the first game. And Weston gets all 10 on the recovery ball. So she's at 106 after 8. Sarah Dugan's on the right lane for PW. Grace Fox on a strike now in the left lane. And that's a stubborn 7-pin. Looked like back-to-back strikes. And she can't believe it. Sarah Dugan, the left-hander for PW. Leaves the 1, 3, and looks like 8 pins. It looks like Fox is going to get this one. That's her third spare in the last 5 frames. She's at a 111 after 8. Sarah Dugan looking to get all 3 pins for the spare. But doesn't. It's 3 frames in a row she failed to convert a mark. Now Lauren Klein. Right down the gut, but leaves the 7. The defending Suburban 1 Continental American champ, with just 1 open so far in this contest. And again, that conference title for her came at Thunderbird Willow Grove, which no longer exists, as Esposito gets a few. Abington, Upper Dublin, and Upper Moreland had bowled in Willow Grove. Abington now bowls at Pike Lanes, and I believe the other 2 bowl at Thunderbird Warminster, like Hatboro-Horsham, as Klein converts her 3rd straight spare. And I believe Upper Moreland bowls at Warminster's. Upper Dublin may be as well. Esposito, just 5. And her woes continue. Ever since getting the split conversion spare in the 4th frame, has had 4 consecutive opens. Hatboro-Horsham with 520 after 8. Jenna Cooper misses the 10. Shota Kaloli still has to complete hers. Last season, PW failed to get 700 plus pins in the game against Hatboro-Horsham. The Hatters saw 700 or more pins twice. That was in a 3-1 win against PW here at Facenda Whittaker on December 14, 2015. And Cooper can't convert it. She's at a 155 after 9, and Shota Kaloli leaves the 4. Right now it's 593 to 520 PW into the 9th. Hatboro-Horsham wearing red tops, PW in blue. As winter sports season is underway. Had been a fun fall season to cover. We brought you 8 volleyball matches, 6 in the playoffs. And Shota Kaloli has back-to-back spares. She's now in a 123 after 8 frames. Celia Curry for PW in the left lane. And that's the old-fashioned 7-10 split. Aaron Cass on the right lane on back-to-back strikes. Will not get the turkey. It looked like it was heading right toward the gutter. She had already thrown her first ball gutter once. This is still the first game. Each team bowls 3 games. The 4th game is the total pinfall. Curry will get the 10. That is the smart move. Just go for 1. Aaron Cass gets nothing. After 2 straight strikes, comes up empty. She's at 99 after 9. 603 to 541 Plymouth Whitemarsh. Dugan rolls it to the right side on the left lane. We'll get a pair of pins, even the head pin. And that will be a split on 5 pins. Lauren Lindsay knocks down 7 on the right lane for Hatboro-Horsham. It's going to be an interesting boys basketball season in Suburban 1 American between Plymouth Whitemarsh and Hatboro-Horsham. PW is the defending District 1 titleist at the highest classification. Hatboro-Horsham has a Division 1 recruit in Clifton Moore, who's going to Indiana of the Big Ten. And Zara gets her third straight open. And Lindsay picks up the pieces, gets all 3 for the spare. Madeline Weston is going to be participating now on 4 straight marks. Nicole Esposito gets her first strike since the second frame. She's at a 115 now. Weston leaves the 6-10. Shoto Kaleli with just 1 strike. She is capable of bowling 200 games. But won't get the strike that time as the 7 fortunately falls in her favor. In the past, those corner pins have been her downfall. Weston's got to put this in the gutter. She's at 122 after 9. Before Shoto Kaleli rolls her spare ball, PW is up 634 to 567 in the first game in the 9th frame. She'll pick it up. Shoto Kaleli has 2 open frames. She's at a 141 after 9. Grace Fox leaves the 3 and 10 pin. She's on the 127 right now. In the 10th frame, each player can get a maximum of 3 rolls. Erin Cass beginning her pivotal frame, and she starts off with her third strike on her last 4 frames. PW has 636 entering the 10th frame. Fox picks up the split conversion. 129 for her so far. The most she had against PW last year was 143. The opening game in the 3-1 win against PW on December 14, 2015. Lauren Klein's at 154 right now. Cass rolled an 8 on her second ball, so she'll go for the spare. Klein will not knock it all down. She's at 172 for spare here. Could roll 200. Cass will finish strong. 119 for Erin Katz in the first game. Lauren Klein with her 4th straight spare and 5th straight mark overall. She's at 173 after 9. 10th frame for Lauren Lindsay, and she gets her first strike of the opening set. She's at 101. Jenna Cooper on a 155. It is a strong 155, but there seems to be a breakdown of pins. Needs to get a re-rack on lane 46. Lane 45, Lauren Lindsay will have 2 more rolls. So the most amount of pins PW had against the Hatters last season was 678. Lindsay misses the 10 pin. She's on 110 right now. Once upon a time, Hatboro-Horsham even struggled to get 500 in games. Cooper knocks down 9, leaves the 6. She's at 164. The spare here could put her in the 170s on the bonus ball. And Lindsay lunges it in the gutter. She'll finish with a 110. Madeline Weston will get her 10th frame on the left lane. Cooper's going to miss it. not a bad showing for a first-time varsity bowler. 164 for PW's leadoff in the first game, which included a turkey to start it. Weston picks up her third strike of the first game. Again, Hatboro-Horsham, it's Cass, Lindsay, Weston, Fox, and Klein. Celia Curry now rolling for the Lady Colonials in the right lane. Leaves the 4-7. For PW, it's Cooper, Curry, Dugan, Esposito, and Shoto Kaleli. If coaches need to, substitutions are allowed in each game. Weston gets 9 on her second roll in the 10th frame. Curry is on 8 here, 144. She had a 150 game against Hatboro-Horsham last season and could match it here as she gets the spare. Weston finishes strong with a strike, 9 spare in the 10th frame, 142 for her. Right now, Hatboro-Horsham has 673, PW is 655. Hatboro-Horsham has already used 3 bowlers. Curry is the second, and she'll finish with 8 here. That's 154 for Celia Curry. That's her highest performance against the Hatters so far. As Grace Fox right now for the Hatters is waiting for the lane to reset after the bonus ball. So far, Erin Cass finished with a 119, Lauren Lindsay 110, and Madeline Weston with 142 for the Hatters. For PW, leadoff Cooper had 164, 2-hole Curry with 154. Sarah Dugan on 89 right now. She did have a game in the 170s on varsity last season against North Penn back on February 1st, 2016. Last season was 2015-16. We're now in the 2016-17 season. Hard to believe. And again, it's Pearl Arbor Day. It's a day that shall live in infamy. 75 years ago to the day, the tragedy in Pearl Harbor. Dugan gets 3 there. She'll fall short of 100. Gets 98. We'll see if she'll be substituted out. Right now, it's 672 to 673. Hatboro-Horsham for 1-pin lead as each team's 4-hole yet ready to bowl. Grace Fox will knock it down to 7. It's critical for Esposito to capitalize. Oh goodness, she has to deal with another split. It's her 4th split already. She had a face. She already converted 1. PW's at 688 after that roll. 691 for the Hatters. The Hatters have really picked it up in the last few frames. Fox really needs this, and she'll get it. She's at 148. That's marks on the last 4 frames for the Hatboro-Horsham 4-hole. And Nicole Esposito can get only 1. She finishes with 133. She knows she can do better than that. But against the Hatters, she has not done well. I believe her highest score against Hatboro-Horsham is 155. Grace Fox finishes with 10. Lauren Klein digging it with her. 158 for Grace Fox, a fine performance in the first set. 702 to 690. Hatboro-Horsham as the anchors now battle. Shoto Kaleli knocks down all 10. Critical strike. Puts PW up 710 to 702, the final rolls of this first set. Klein gets 8. The scoring monitor will have to be reset because that was a late pin register Kaleli on the strike. And that's a split. Puts PW at 7-18. Hatboro-Horsham maybe at 7-17. And there are ties in games. In fact, if each team has 720, it will go down as half a game. She'll get one. 7-19. We have a possibility of a tie. And folks, we start the season off with a tie. That is unbelievable. 7-19 to 7-19. Unbelievable. 190 for Lauren Klein. 170 for Shuttle Kaleli. So the first set ends, Hatboro-Horsham 7-19, Plymouth Whitemarsh 7-19. This is maybe the first time in which each team has a game. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. More girls bowling action coming up on CITV. Welcome back to Girls Bowling on CITV. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. Plymouth Whitemarsh and Hatboro-Horsham here. We're going to the second set. It's 0.5 to 0.5. Each team had 7-19 in the first set. As right now, Erin Cass starts it off in the left lane for the Hatters. PW had a comfortable lead early on, but PW kept getting open frames, and that opened the door for the Hatters. That's a crazy start to the season for each team to have a game. Cass on 9 will get the 5. The first frame, it's a spare for her. Cass had a 119 in the first set. Jenna Cooper got 5 on her first ball. She had a 164 in the first set. She'll knock down 4 of the 5 on the ricochet. That's 9 for Cooper. Now it's Lauren Lindsay, who had a 110 in game 1. Leaves the 10. Lindsay had her troubles on rolling the first ball, but played a pivotal role in getting Hatboro-Horsham back in it in the 10th frame of the first game. So each team scheduled to play, I believe, 12 conference matches this year because Norristown is the Pioneer Athletics, so the Eagles may participate as an independent. Lindsay cannot get the 10. First open in the second frame. Celia Curry gets 8 open to start her first frame in the second game. Madeline Weston off 142 in the last game. She started off the last game with a strike, but this time leaves the 6 and 10. So again, when the season ends, the top 12 bowlers from the conference get automatic berths to the Eastern PA Regional Tournament March 3rd, 2017. 3 others at the conference tournament will get wildcard berths into it. That is, if those rules still apply. It could have changed since then. Weston gets just a 10, misses the 6. So a spare and 2 opens so far for the Hatters in this first frame of the second game. The first game, Hatboro-Horsham 7-19, PW 7-19. And again, ties do count. It will go as 0.5 in both the win and loss columns. Sarah Dugan misses it completely, and 3 bowlers, 3 opens in the first frame of the second set so far for PW. Grace Fox had a 158 last game, opens it up with a 7. Nicole Esposito started off promising with a few strikes in the last game, but kept running into splits. She had a 133. It's heading right to the pocket, but misses the 1. She leaves the 1, 2, 4, and 10. Grace Fox picks it up. She has had her struggles in the past against PW, but hoping this season is different than the others. Esposito, can it hang on? No, she'll only get 2 of the 4. PW still looking for its first mark of the second set. Here's Lauren Klein, gets all 10. She had a 190 in the first game. She is capable of rolling the high 200s. Had a 268 last season. Here's Francesca Shoto-Kaleli, whose high game is 258. Starts it off with a strike. That's the first mark of this game for PW. After one frame, Hatboro-Horsham leads it 48-42. Each team has half a game since they tied at 719-719 in the first game. And again, Hatboro-Horsham once went 2 consecutive seasons without a game win. I'm sure the Hatters would have taken the half game back in 2010-11 and 2011-12. Those teams included Tara Clough and Katie McClendon. I believe Clough is a student at Temple University, or had attended Temple University. Erin Cass, back-to-back 9 spares to start her second game. Jenna Cooper, back-to-back opens after a 164 in the first game. Lauren Klein and Francesca Shoto-Kaleli, probably 2 of the top 5 bowlers in the Continental American Conference. Now, both of these teams are believed to have not qualified for the regional team tournament ever. Curry gets 8 on her first ball of the second frame. Lindsay trying to get down to 6 and 10 and lands that one into the right gutter. Back-to-back opens for Lauren Lindsay. So for Hatboro-Horsham, the only bowlers to make regionals in 2007, Courtney Small, 2008, Heather Fesmere, 2009, Krista Walton and Emily Whitman, and 2015 and 16, Lauren Klein. Celia Curry picks it up, gets her first spare of the second set. Madeline Weston leaves the 10 for the Hatters. Sarah Dugan, the southpaw for PW with her second frame of the second set. Had 98 in the first game and gets her first strike of this second game. Esposito will be waiting in the left lane. Weston is going to pick it up for her first spare of the second game. PW will also have to face in conference Penn Ridge, North Penn, Upper Dublin, Upper Moreland, and Abington. Abington now bowls at Pike Lanes ever since Thunderbird Willow Grove closed. Esposito gets 6 again. Grace Fox picks up ball 10. After a 7 spare, she gets a strike. Lauren Klein off a strike will be up. Esposito knocks it all down. That's an open and a spare for her. Southpaw Klein. 2 in a row to start game 2. Last year, Klein had a 2-17 game against PW when the Hatters swept PW in Warminster back on January 20th, 2016. Shoto-Kaleli on a strike, and she'll follow suit with a 2-bagger of her own. Hatboro-Horsham leads 125-100 after 2 complete frames in the second game. Each team split the first game 719-719. So it'll be a split opportunity for Cooper with the 2 and 7. Erin Cass, free frames, free marks, her first strike of the second set. So everyone, Continental American had been known for Jen Stevens of Penridge. Made it to states a couple of times, had games of 297 and 298 in tournament play as a Ram. Stevens had since moved on to Cheney University. Cooper only got 1 pin on that split. Lauren Lindsay, back-to-back opens, gets 9. She'll look to get her first mark of this set. Celia Curry on a spare. Does not hit the head pin, will get 7. And this is the season opener for PW. The Lady Colonials did have a scrimmage on December 1st against Jenkintown. Lindsay picks it up. Right now, it looks like only 3 opens. 12 individual frames so far. Curry gets her second straight spare. Madeline Weston on a spare for the Hatters. Gets all 10. Neck and neck we go. It's 175 to 126 Hatters. Grace Fox will be on the left lane for Hatboro-Horsham. Sarah Dugan will be on the right for the host Lady Colonials. PW's next match is scheduled for Monday, December 12th, 2016. Vicenda Whittaker against former conference foe Norristown, now in the Pioneer Athletic Conference. Fox with her second straight strike. She has 3 marks and 3 frames in the second game. Not sure if Grace Fox has ever seen 200 in a game. Lauren Klein looking to go for the turkey as Dugan is looking at the 1, 2, and 4 pins. Goes on the outside. Inside. Leaves the 7. Lauren Klein looking to be the first Hatter to qualify for regionals in 3 consecutive seasons. From 2010 to 2014, the Hatters failed to send any girl bowler to the regional tournament. PW has sent just 7 in program history. Regional started in 2007. Dugan misses the head pin. That's an open strike open for her. Lauren Klein picks up the spare. She has 2 strikes in the spare in 3 frames. Hatboro-Horsham has 224 after 3. Right now, Esposito's getting her 3rd frame. PW's only at 144. That's inside, but not right in the pocket. It's only 7. She leaves the 2, 4, and 5. Jenna Cooper for PW will be on the left lane. It's a lot better. It's her best ball so far in the second set. She's at 35 right now. Esposito looking to pick up the pieces. She does. It's her second straight spare in this second set. And with this being this regular season opener, PW, I believe, has a homestand. This is the first of, I believe, 4 straight matches at Vicenda Whittaker for PW. Cooper gets her first mark of the second game. Shuttle-Kaleli has a turkey. So we're now in the 4th set. PW already has 1 bowler with a completed frame in the 4th. Hatboro-Horsham getting ready to start the 4th. It's 224 to 201. Hatboro-Horsham into the 4th. Both teams have the first game 7-19 to 7-19. Erin Cass has done a lot better this second game. Each frame so far at least 9 on the first ball. 2 spares and a strike. She'll look to continue the momentum. Celia Curry, after an open and back-to-back spares, will look to get her third straight mark. It's a lot better. And leaves the 10. PW hoping to qualify multiple bowlers this year in the Eastern PA Regional. And then hopefully could get a bowler into states. Celia Curry with her third straight spare. Lauren Lindsay off a spare. Puts it right down the middle and we'll get a split opportunity. The computer system registers she knocked down 8 of them. One of the pins are out of alignment. She only knocked down 7. Sarah Dugan leaves the 5. Dugan now getting instructions from Jeff Blizzard. It's the 13th bowling season for Plymouth Whitemarsh. The girls have never made regionals. Best finish was 3rd place in 2010. That included Amy Costello and Lauren Enslin. Both of those bowlers participated in regionals 3 seasons apiece. Lauren Lindsay did not get any of the pins. She's at 43 after 4. It's right now 258 to 229. Hatboro-Horsham in the middle of the 4th frame of the second game. Dugan will get her second mark, her first spare of this set. Madeline Weston off a strike. Doesn't hit the head pin. But the least amount of pins the Hatters have hit on the first ball so far this second game, 7. They have been a lot better in control. Esposito looking to get her third straight mark. Doesn't get the head pin again. There's something about bowling against Hatboro-Horsham that seems to be bothering Esposito. As Esposito averaged 125.5 against the Hatters last season. Weston gets her third straight mark, her second spare of the game. Hatboro-Horsham now leading 278 to 242 in the middle of the 4th frame. Once again, I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. This is the Suburban One Continental American Girls Bowling regular season opener on CITV, December 7th, 2016. Esposito can't get the 4. So she gets 6 free. That's only 50 for her after 4. Grace Fox with the messenger. In a way, that's a turkey for the 4-hole for Hatboro-Horsham. Now, Shoto Kaleli on a turkey, the senior anchor for PW. Oh, that 10-pin won't fall for her. We haven't seen a ham bone yet this match. Lauren Klein is used to ham bones 4 in a row. And she gets her third strike in 4 frames so far in the second game. Hatboro-Horsham has 328. 272 for the Lady Colonials in the second game. Again, PW and Hatboro-Horsham both had 719 apiece in the first game, so they split the first game. Shoto Kaleli gets the 10. She has 3 strikes and a spare after 4 frames. It's 328 to 274 Hatboro-Horsham in the 4th set. In the 4th, after 4 frames, 5th frame in the second game. Jenna Cooper, the leadoff for PW. Hasn't had any strikes yet. She had a few in the first. That's why she had a 164. And Aaron Cass is saying, "Are you kidding me?" She had spare strike open into this frame. Cooper will only get 1 on that split conversion. And for her, that's 4 opens and just 1 mark. And Cass isn't going to get anything. Back-to-back opens for the Hatboro-Horsham leadoff. The next time the Hatters and Lady Colonials are scheduled to face off, I believe, is in January 2017 at Thunderbird Lanes in Warminster. And usually PW attended those games and play there once a season. But now with the closure of Willow Grove, we'll have to go there 2 to 3 times this season at Warminster. Celia Curry knocks down 9, leaves the 6. Curry has 3 straight spares into this 5th frame. Lauren Lindsay with a spare and 3 opens, and it'll be her 4th open in this 2nd game. Curry gets it over to Diamond. Knocks it down. 4 straight spares for Celia Curry. Madeline Weston now in the left lane. Not enough curve. She'll knock down 6. 2 spares and a strike along with 1 open for Weston. She had a 142 in game 1. Zara Dugan off a spare on the right lane for the Lady Colonials. Knocks down 8 of 10. Grace Fox is next after Weston. She's on a turkey. Weston gets her 4th straight mark. She's at 75 right now. Fox is at 80 on her 5th frame. Fox had a 7 spare in the 1st frame. The next 3 were strikes. Dugan's going to finish this up. Hatboro-Horsham has 357. PW right now with 324. And she'll get nothing. 3 opens, a spare, and a strike for Dugan. Here's Fox. Will not get the ham bone. That seems to bother her. Grace Fox is not known for getting into the high hundreds or even the 200s. Esposito has only seen 200s on 2 occasions on varsity. That's a lot better, but cannot get the 7. Everything but the 7. Fox will try to get another mark. Will it hang in there? No. That's Grace Fox's 1st open frame. She's at 107 right now. Even if she marks out, could aim for the high 100s, even 200s. Lauren Klein will be next, the anchor for the Hatters. And Esposito gets her 3rd spare in 5 frames. And now Lauren Klein for Hatboro-Horsham in the left lane. Leaves the 7 again. We'll most likely see Klein and Shoto-Kaleli at the Eastern PA Regionals in Ephrata on March 3rd, 2017. And that's 5 marks and 5 frames for Lauren Klein. Picks up her 2nd spare to go along with 3 strikes. Shoto-Kaleli looks like she's done enough to get her 5th straight mark. 3 strikes, 2 spares. 6 frame, it's 404 to 353 Hatboro-Horsham in the 2nd game. Each team got 719 apiece in the 1st. The last time we had even seen a tie game was back in January 2016, PW versus Penridge Boys Bowling. PW won the match 3.5 to half a game. The 2nd game was 925 to 925. Cooper will get nothing. This has been a completely different game compared to the 1st. Cooper got a 164 the 1st game. After 6, she has at 57. Erin Cass can only get 1. After starting the game with 3 straight marks, she's on 3 straight opens. in 6. Here's Curry on 4 straight spares. She has 6. She'll need to get the 1, 2, 4, and 7. Lauren Lindsay on the right lane. Gets 8, leaves the 3 and the 9. The Hatters have done better on the approach in this second game. So far, no first ball gutters. It's a good looking ball for Curry, and she has 5 spares in a row after the 8 miss in the first frame of the second game. Lindsay manages to get both of those pins. She's at a 59 after the spare, had a 110 the first game. Sarah Dugan off an 8 miss. Her prayer isn't answered. She had a strike in the second frame of the second set. Madeline Weston on 4 straight spares. Or 4 straight marks, that is. She had 3 spares and a strike in the third frame. Right now, PW basically giving Hatboro-Horsham great chances to extend its lead. Again, Hatboro-Horsham won 7 of the 8 games during the 2015-16 season against PW. That's unheard of. Madeline Weston, 3rd straight spare. That's her 5th mark in a row. 94 for her. Looks like she could be shooting above 142. Sarah Dugan at 69. Right now on her second ball, gets nothing. That's a split 8 miss for her in the 6th frame. Grace Fox gets her 4th strike in 6 frames after the 9 miss in the 5th. She's at 117. Again, Grace Fox last season averaged 113.6 against PW. She's already managed to get way above that in the first 2 games. Esposito misses the head pin. Has the 1, 2, 4, and 6. Here's Lauren Klein. Nips the head pin, and she'll have a split conversion. She'll have to deal with the 3, 5, 7, and 9. Esposito with the 1, 2, 4, and 7. Gets them all. Much needed for her. Her 4th spare in 6 frames. It's 464 to 399 Hatboro-Horsham leading up to the anchors. When Lauren Klein won the Continental American title in February 2016 in Willow Grove, I believe she was one of a few players to get above 500 pins. And she converts the split. Lauren Klein is a force to be reckoned with this season. Shuttle Kaleli picks up 10 more. Her 4th strike. She also has 2 spares. Right now it's 468, 419 Hatboro-Horsham as we enter the 7th frame of game 2. Jenna Cooper still looking for her 1st strike in the second set. Erin Cass picks up 10. Her 2nd strike of the second set. She looks like she'll get more than the 119 from game 1. Jenna Cooper gets only 2 of the 3. She has just 1 mark this game. That was a 9 spare in the 4th frame. Nice turn for Lauren Lindsay. That ball looked like it wasn't going anywhere. She gets 8. She has the head pin and the 7 to deal. A difficult split conversion. Celia Curry on 5 straight spares. Can't get the 10 pin. Lindsay's going to get just a 7. No, she won't. Lindsay with her 5th open in 7 frames in the second game. Curry to finish off her 7th frame will get the 10 pin. That's 6 straight spares for the PW2 hole. Madeline Weston now gets all 10. Madeline Weston may be a bowler to watch in the conference. Gets her 2nd strike of the game, her 6th straight mark. Sarah Dugan rolls a first ball gutter. That's the first ball gutter this game for either team. Grace Fox having one of her better games in her Hatter career. 5 strikes in 7 frames. She's on 137. Not sure the last time when a Hatter not named Lauren Klein had a 200 game. Hatboro-Horsham has had trouble doing well on the lanes in the past 10 seasons. Sarah Dugan picks up 5 after blowing it in the gutter. Lauren Klein gets the strike on the messenger. Klein with 4 strikes in 7 frames. She has marked every frame. 554 right now after 7 for the Hatters to 452 as Esposito gets the strike. That's her first X in the second game. Jenna Cooper for PW in the left lane. She's on a 66, still looking for that first strike this second game. And keep in mind, she started game 1 with a turkey. Francesca Shoto-Kaleli with 4 strikes and 6 frames, looking to make it 5. And 5 it is! 148 and 7 frames for her. The highest series by a PW girl bowler in program history was 669 by Shoto-Kaleli back last December. Cooper gets her 2nd spare of the game. Erin Katz gets a jersey, but only 6 pins. She's at 105. She's on the strike, so she gets a spare here. It won't be the end of the world because she'll get extra pins. Celia Curry, 6 straight spares, looking for a 7th straight mark, but it's a stubborn 7 pin that won't fall. Cass falls and gets 0. She'll be stuck on 105 after 8. It's 566 to 520. Hatters. Now, along with Klein and Shoto-Kaleli, also keep an eye out on Allison Wilms of Penridge. Penridge had a 4-0 loss against Truman, but played very competitively, had a few games in the 800s, I believe. I think the lowest game Penridge had against Truman in a recent non-league contest was in the 700s. Lauren Lindsay gets 8 in her first ball in the 8th frame. Curry has 7 straight spares. Sarah Dugan is having a difficult match right now. She's at 82. We're in the 8th frame of the second game. Lauren Lindsay's going to launch that one into the left gutter. For no extra pins, she's at 83 after 8. It's 574 to 529 right now. Hatboro-Horsham in the second game. In the first game, Hatboro-Horsham had 719. PW had 719. So each team halved the game. And that's just 1 pin for Dugan, who has just 1 spare and 1 strike. Madeline Weston leaves the 3 pin. She's at 132 right now. A spare here will probably put her over 142. which she had in game 1. Esposito trying to follow up her strike. Frame 5 had a spare, frame 6 had a spare, frame 7 had a strike. She has 5 marks in 7 frames entering this one. Madeline Weston looking for her 7th straight mark. And she'll get it. Weston with 2 strikes and 5 spares. And just the 8-1 in the first frame of this game. Esposito got some carry. Slid in the proper direction. That's 4 straight marks. She's at 116. Grace Fox leaves the 5 pin. She's at 164. She gets a spare here. She still can get over 200. Here's Shuttle Kaleli on 2 straight strikes. The turkey! Her second gobble gobble of the game. She's at 178. Kim McCann years ago had a 265 game, I believe. Either 265 or 266. Grace Fox picks it up. Just 1 open frame for her this second game. That was a 9 miss in the 5th frame. She's at 166. Here's Klein, who has 4 strikes, 3 spares. And that's not. It's Grace Fox in the left. It's Erin Kath. But here's Klein now. She'll leave the 4 and 7. When Klein had the 268 game against North Penn in December of last year, it was a 4-0 Hatter loss. In Warminster, she had a 600 series. The 268 came in her final game, meaning she had a 332 heading into that last set. And that's her first open. She had a split 6 spare in the 6th frame, and maybe difficult for her to get over 200. She's at 153. Even if she strikes out, there's still a chance that she can get over 190. So in the 9th frame, it's time for Lindsay, who gets 6. It's 656 to 580 Hatboro-Horsham as PW looking to get its first roll in the 9th frame. Jenna Cooper off a 7 spare. And she finally gets a strike in the second game. That puts her at 96. Looks like she'll get above 100. Lindsay will get all 4. It's her second spare in this second game. She's at 93. Curry has the 1, 3, looks like 8 and 10 pins. Curry looking to get her 8th straight spare. Madeline Weston looking for her 8th straight mark, and she gets another strike, her 3rd of the set. She's at 154. The only frame she did not get a mark was the first, the 8 and 1. Curry picks it up. Celia Curry opening the first frame, frames 2 through 9, nothing but spares. She's at 143. Grace Fox. She gets all 10. Grace Fox is a totally different bowler so far the 2016-17 season at 186. She could feel a 200 game. Sarah Dugan gets 9. And again, we're not sure who the last Lady Hatter bowler was to get 200 other than Lauren Klein. Here's Klein off an 8-1. Picks it up with another 10. It's her 5th strike of this second game. She's at 163. Sarah Dugan on the 92 right now. She had a 98 the first game, and she'll pick up just her 2nd spare of the game, her 3rd mark in game number 2. Jenna Cooper will start her 10th game Her 10th frame in the left lane gets 6. She's off her first strike. Head coach Jeff Blizzard telling her to wait. Hatboro-Horsham has 7-10 right now after 9. Esposito avoids trouble, just leaves the 6 right now. PW has 6:56, pending what happens in these next rolls. Again, it was 7-19 to 7-19 in the first game. It was a tie game. It will go in the win and loss columns as 0.5. And again, it's not the match that counts, it's every game. Esposito is heading right to the 6 pin. And that's her 5th straight mark. She's at 135, already more than her previous game, as Shola Kaleli will go to the right lane on her 2nd turkey of the game. Then Cooper gets only 2 of 4. She'll finish game 2 with 112. After 164 right now, she's at 276. There's Shola Kaleli on a turkey. Oh, can't get the ham bone. Stubborn 7 pin, but she's already at 205. That is the first 200 for her this season. In the 2015-16 season, Shola Kaleli had at least 8 200 games. At least 6 of them were 207 or better. As at regionals, the top 12 bowlers bowled between 206.2 and 229.6 a game. Shola Kaleli picks up the spare. She has nothing but strikes and spares. She has 207. Now Celia Curry begins her 10th frame on 8 straight spares. She has 8 here with 159. Pending the roll, she already has more than the last game, which was 154. Erin Cass to begin her 10th frame. PW right now at 706. The Hatters enter this roll 710. Cass will get 7. And she's already at 121, 2 pins greater than her first game showing of 119. Curry looking to knock down the 6 and 10. And that's 9 spares in a row. She's at 161. Be nice for her to finish with a strike. Cass will get nothing, and she'll finish with 121 right now at a 240. So it's 717 to 708 Hatboro-Horsham. Lauren Lindsay will bowl in the right lane for the Hatters, the 2-hole. Celia Curry will get 8. Very solid second game, 169 after 154. Consistency will be important throughout this season. Lindsay will get 8, leaves the 6 and 10. Sarah Dugan will be next. She gets 7 pins, she'll break 100. Again, Zara Dugan had 98 the first game. After this game, we'll have one more, and the match will conclude. Zara Dugan gets 9 out of 10, leaves the 10 pin. She's at 111. Has done a lot better this game. Although she does have the first ball gutter 5 in the 7th frame. Job well done for Lauren Lindsay. She'll get one more ball. 111 right now. Already a pin greater than her first game performance of 110. And right now, each team has more pins than the previous game. 735 to 734, and PW will stay at 734 on that miss. Dugan finishes with 111. Right now, I believe she's at a 209. 8 more for Lindsay. She'll finish at 119. Right now at a 229. Madeline Weston will be next for the Hatters, as Nicole Esposito will be in the left lane for the Lady Colonials. She'll knock down 6, leaves the 1, 2, 4, and 8 pins. Madeline Weston just 1 open this set. It was an 8 and 1 in frame 1. Then spare, strike, spare, 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 strike, spare, strike. Esposito converts. She's at 151 and can shoot 161 with a strike on her bonus ball in the 10th. Right now, PW's at 750. Again, PW averaged 682 per game in conference play last season. Now Weston got 8 pins, waiting for Esposito to finish. Esposito will finish with 7. But she has shown a lot of better flashes this second game of 158. Esposito hoping to go to regionals this year. And Weston opens that frame but finishes with 170. Right now she's at 312 after 2. But Grace Fox with a strike here will already be at over 200. Don't remember the last time a bowler not named Lauren Klein for the Hatters had a 200. Here's Fox. This looks really good. She gets 8. But that puts her at 202, and Grace Fox has finally bowled 200. That's a great moment for her, and she can extend her personal best with a spare as Shoto Kaleli gets 8. She's at 223. Shoto Kaleli is already at 4. It's already at 393. Spare here could put her over 400 if she converts. No. Shoto Kaleli gets 1 on that one, finishes with 224. PW has 774. The Hatters already with 775 will win this game. And Fox converts. There's a possibility the Hatters could have their first 800 game since we don't even know when. It's been a long time since the Hatters have had this type of success. PW is 774. We already have 1.5 losses on the season and just half a win heading into the third and final game of this contest. Grace Fox finishes with 8. That's 214 for Grace Fox. Grace Fox, very pleased with her performance. In the past, she had struggled to get even above 100, and she is very excited to get her first 200 plus game. Now Lauren Klein, 163. The Hatters are on 787. Hatboro-Horsham looking better than most have expected right now. Lauren Klein, the anchor. She'll knock down 8. She's at 179, and that puts the Hatters at 803. It has been a long time coming for the Hatters to get above the 800 threshold. PW had gotten more than 800 pins just once last season. Grace Fox had a 158 in the first game and now a 214. She could be shooting in the mid to high 500s as Klein converts. She could shoot in the 190s. Hatboro-Horsham right now at 807. PW finished with 774. And again, PW finished with 700 plus pins in the game about 15 times in 2015-16. Klein will finish with 8 more. 191 for Lauren Klein. 815 to 774. Hatboro-Horsham. The Hatters lead 1.5 to 0.5 over the Lady Colonials as Grace Fox led all bowlers for the Hatters with 214. as Shotokaleli led all Lady Colonials with 224. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. Third set coming up on CITV. Welcome back to Suburban 1 Continental American Girls Bowling on CITV. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. We head to the third and final game of the December 7th conference tilt between Hatboro-Horsham and Plymouth Whitemarsh after 2 sets. The Hatters lead 1.5 to 0.5. The Hatters won set 2. And now Erin Cass will start the third game. She only manages a few pins on the light lane for the Hatters. She enters this game with 240. Here's Jenna Cooper entering this game with 276. She'll knock down 8. In the first game, she started it off with 3 strikes. Last game, I believe, only had 1 10. Erin Cass will only get a pair. She's going to have 6 after her first frame. Casey Brennan will be next for the Hatters, her first action on varsity this season. But right now, Cooper is going to look for the 1 and 2 and will come up empty. So an 8 miss for her. And here's Casey Brennan, her first action in this varsity match on the light lane for the Hatters. She'll get down 5. Again, you have to finish in the top 2 in Suburban 1 Continental American to get an automatic berth to regionals. Otherwise, you got to be the 5th or 6th best team from either Suburban 1 National or Continental American in terms of pinfall. Here's Brennan on the 5. She'll get just 1. So Brennan's first frame is a 5 and 1. Celia Curry had 9 straight spares in game 2. And she'll look to have her 10th frame with a mark in a row. Madeline Weston on 3-12 after 2. Solid job so far. But she is looking at a split. It's the 5-7. She is getting signs from the coaching staff, either to go for it or go get 1. Curry gets another spare. It's 10 frames in a row in which she has marked. She is at 323 entering this game. Looks like Weston's going for it, but she'll get just the 5-pin. Not a bad idea. She, again, 8 and 1. To open the set. Sarah Dugan, a great straight ball, but has the dreaded split. Looks like the 6-8. Now here's Grace Fox on the right lane off her first 200 with a 214. Perfect ball. The momentum continues for Grace Fox. entering this set with free 7-2. She has a 228, that's 600. Lauren Klein, the anchor, will wait her turn for the Hatters as Dugan gets just one. It's an 8-1 for her on the split. Right now it's 31-27 as Hatters, as Klein is going to miss the 2-pin. A 219 would give Klein a 600. Esposito with a 9. So far, PW with 2 opens and a spare. Hatters free opens a strike. And now a 4th open as Klein comes up empty. The defending Suburban 1 Continental American Tournament champ shaking her head. Esposito starts off strong with a 9 spare. Francesca Shoto-Kaleli with 394 after 2. Had a 170. Game 1, 224 the last game. The record for high series in Lady Colonial history is 669 by her back in last December against Council Rock South in a non-league match here at Fresenda. That came a day after Shoto-Kaleli had to be pulled out of a game against Norristown. She did return in that game, had a 298 match, bowled just 2 games. The next day, Shoto-Kaleli had a 669. Come on, Messenger. Will not get it there. She got the jersey, but left the 3, or the 5 it looks like. Jenna Cooper opens up with 8. PW this season will be bowling here at Fresenda along with Thunderbird Warminster, Earl Bowl in Arlington, and Pike Lanes. PW is not familiar with Pike Lanes as Abington has to bowl there due to Thunderbird Willow Grove closing this past summer. Francesca Shoto-Kaleli finishes frame 1 with a 9 spare. Cooper has her second straight 8 miss. And right now the Hatters are up in the second frame for Aaron Cass. It's 55-48 PW as Cass gets her second ball to come out of the gutter. Celia Kirby on 10 straight spares, and we'll have to look for her 11th straight. PW during the preseason had a few practice dates along with the December 1st scrimmage against Jenkintown. In the past, PW has not had many practices. This year, Lady Colonials want to get to regionals as a team. That hasn't happened yet. Curry will come up empty, and that will be her first mark in 11 frames. Her first open without a mark in 11 frames. And here's Casey Brennan on the left lane for the Hatters. And she's looking at a 4-6-10 split. In the first frame, she had 5 and 1. Sarah Dugan will be next. The last season, Abington won the conference. Second place went to Penridge. North Penn went to regionals on pinfall. PW took 2 of 8 against North Penn, but got swept by Penridge and Abington. And that is a missed opportunity for Brennan, but Dugan gets the strike. Looks like the last set. Got a strike in the second frame. And here's Madeline Leston off a split 8 miss. Split 8-1, and that's her first goal gutter since the first game. And Weston last game had a 170. Nicole Esposito with 133 and 158 entering this game, off a 9 spare in the first frame, gets a strike. Esposito with just 1 500 series on varsity. That came on February 1st, 2016. Weston picks up the loose change, gets the 10-pin spare. Now here's Grace Fox. Definitely having a great time here at Facenda Whittaker. On a strike. Well, she leaves 3 pins that time. Here's Shuttle Kaleli. Gets 10. It's 121 to 81 PW as Fox has a ball to roll and Klein still has to take her second frame. Grace Fox has to deal with the 4-5-7. That is a doable make. Very close, but misses the 7. Grace Fox with a 7-2 on the split. She did have an open the last game that she got 214, so she can make it up. As Aaron Cass on the right lane opens for 7. Now here's Lauren Klein, the anchor for the Hatters. Avoids trouble, but gets 8 there. She's at 381 entering this game. Against PW last season, averaged around 172 a game. Shuttle Kaleli had about 170. And if Shuttle Kaleli can get 206, that would be a 600 series for the PW senior anchor. Klein picks up the spare. Nicely done by the defending conference champion. Casey Brennan, her best ball of the free so far with a 9. On the right lane for the Hatters, she'll look to convert the 10-pin. The last few seasons, PW also had a tussle with Norristown's Crystal Rose, who could average more than 180 pins a game, but I think she has since graduated. And Brennan, 3 frames, 3 opens. Cannot convert the 10. Weston on a 10-pin spare on the right lane. Cooper just waiting for her ball. Here's Weston on the right lane. Cannot get the 10-pin. Right now it's 136 to 130 Hatters, with already 3 bowlers in the 3rd frame. Cooper, her 3rd straight miss in this 3rd and final game. Weston picks it up, back-to-back spares after the split 8 1, which was an open in the 1st frame. Grace Fox will be on the right lane. Celia Curry will be on the left. The 8 open in the last frame ended a stretch of 10 straight marks, or frames with marks. But she's still looking for another strike. It's been a while since Curry has gotten a 10. Grace Fox after the split 7-2. Gets the head pin barely. Grace Fox will deal with the 2, the 3, the 5, and the 6. Curry gets 4 of 5. That was a good ball, but didn't have enough speed necessarily. BW's speed has increased so far in this match. Speed had been a problem in past years. Left-hander Dugan now up in the left lane. And gets the no head pin strike. The ricochet from pins behind. She has a 2-bagger. 147 for the Hatters, 159 for PW. Esposito's up for PW, the 4-hole. Klein, the anchor for the Hatters. Goes from the outside. She's not going to get the head pin. Hands on her head. 190 and 191 were her previous 2 games. She's going to need to get a string of strikes. And Esposito with a two-bagger as well. PW up 179 to 161 as Shotokaleli is going to get her third frame. Shotokaleli on a spare and strike. And again, if Shotokaleli qualifies for regional, she'll be the first Lady Colonial to participate in the regional 4 years in a row. And the others to make it in 3 of 4 years were Amy Costello and Lauren Enslin. And that's a two-bagger for Shotokaleli. A spare and 2 strikes puts the Lady Colonials into the 4th frame at 199. The Hatters are at 164. Hatboro-Horsham is up 1.5 to 0.5. The teams split the first set 7-19 to 7-19. The Hatters won set 2, 8-15 to 7-7-4. Cooper gets 8 of 10 to start the 4th frame. Here's Aaron Cass. And it's a stubborn 6-pin that doesn't want to move. And Jenna Cooper, first experience on varsity. Aaron Cass, used to facing the Lady Colonials. Again, averaged 140 and a half pins per game last season against PW. That included a 166. And she gets nothing. Aaron Cass, open frames. She has 3 of 4 frames as opens, just a spare in the second. Jenna Cooper, wow. 4 straight opens to begin the 3rd game. Here's Curry. Finally gets a strike. Puts her at 45 in the 4th. Casey Brennan looking at a split. She knocked down 8, left the 5 and the 10. Sarah Dugan, Nicole Esposito, and Francesca Shotokaleli entered this frame with 2 strikes in a row apiece. Sarah Dugan so far 98 and 111 before this game. 4 frames, 4 opens for Casey Brennan. That's not going to be a strike necessarily. She did get a strike when the ball did not hit the head pin. She has a 7, has to get the 1, 2, and the 9. Madeline Weston with her 4th frame. Looks like she does aim toward the outside and gets 9. Now, the 2016 state tournament had been held at North Versailles Bowling Center in North Versailles, Pennsylvania, a Pittsburgh suburb. And it would be a tough day for you if you would bowl outside, as Dugan has 3 straight marks with the 7 spare. There's Madeline Weston with back-to-back-to-back spares in the 4th frame as Esposito is on 2 straight strikes. Now, last season, the state champions, the singles for girls was Alexis Nyer, the boys Brian Kennedy. Nyer attended Lewisburg. Brian Kennedy is currently a senior at Central Philadelphia High School. Esposito could get 9. Here's Grace Fox. And gets down 9. The team state champions last school year for the girls, Plum, and the boys, Penn Manor. Plum had a few thousand games. The most a team can get in a game is 1,500, and that is a very tough bowling alley, North Versailles, to get 1,000. Esposito is going to get her first open of this 3rd game. In the 4th set, Grace Fox is going to have to hurry and gets her 2nd open of the game. Right now at 56, entered this game with 158 and 214. It's 271 to 218 PW heading into the anchor portion. Lauren Klein allows Shotokaleli to go on a 2-bagger. 3 in a row. A spare at 3 straight strikes. Shotokaleli is at 80. Again, I believe the highest game in PW history by a girl was in the 260s. Lauren Klein, her 4th frame, still no strikes here. Again, the last 2 years, Klein finished 139th and 123rd respectively in the regional tournaments in Ephrata. Southpaw Klein knocks it down. 3 straight spares after the 9 missed to open this third game for Lauren Klein. Erin casts the lead off on her second ball for the Hatters and gets nothing. It's as if every time pins are right next to each other, Cass is having trouble handling the ball. Jenna Cooper on the 5th frame for the Lady Colonials in the left lane. Knocks down 8. The first 4 frames, she had gotten 8 on the first ball 3 times, 9 on the first ball once. All of them were misses on the second. Now here's Casey Brennan, still looking for her first mark on varsity this season. Jenna Cooper still without a mark. Casey Brennan finishing up the frame. Nudges the head pin down to get just 1. Shaking her head, Casey Brennan, 5 frames with 0 marks. Celia Curry on her first strike in a while. Another promising ball is a 2-bagger. Celia Curry trying to step up this season. The 8-15 to 7-7-4 game 2 loss was tough. Hatboro-Horsham trying to have a renaissance season as well. Madeline Weston gets that ball right in the pocket for her first strike of the game, her 4th straight mark. Sarah Dugan on 3 straight marks. This is short of the pocket, but she'll have to deal with the 1, 3, and 9 pins. Grace Fox gets all 10, her 2nd strike of the 3rd game. She needs just 128 in this game for 500. Sarah Dugan gets 1 of 3. That puts her at 81 through 5. She had 98 game 1 and 111 game 2. Here's the anchor Klein. And she's still without a strike in this 3rd game. It's early in the season. Esposito gets 7 in the left lane for PW. In order to make regionals, you had to bowl a certain amount of games on varsity. And it only counts in conference play. Non-league does count as official game, but it won't count for regional rankings. Klein with 4 straight spares following the 9 mitts. Still looking for a strike in this game. Here's Esposito. Gets the 3 she needed. 2 spares, 2 strikes, just an open. And Shoto Kaloli is looking to get the first hand bone in the game and match. Shoto Kaloli has gotten turkeys a few times today. Now here's her 5th frame. Hand bone, 4 in a row for Shoto Kaloli. Heading into the 6th frame. 384 to 301. PW heading into the 6th. 6th frame. Right lane for Jenna Cooper. Gets 9. Leaves the 5. Cooper seems to be the only Lady Colonial having trouble right now in this game. Cass wishing and hoping for that 5 pin to fall, but prayer won't get answered. She'll have to do it herself on the 2nd ball. Cass just an 8 spare in the second frame. The rest have been opens here in the third game. Cooper is still without a spare or strike in this sixth game. And she had a 164 in the first game. Erin Cass rolls it, but it's past the pin on the left. No good. It's a 9 miss for Cass. That's 5 opens and 6 frames for her. That's a 55 right now. Respective 2 holes now. Curry for PW on the right lane. Brennan on the left for the Hatters. Curry on 2 straight strikes. Won't get the third, but gets 8. Has to deal with the 1 and 3. Casey Brennan has to deal with a split opportunity. A 4, 6, and 7. And it looks like Brennan uses a house ball. So this is going to be a challenge for her. Now the scoring monitor lists it as 8 pins for Curry and 7 for Brennan. Brennan gets 2. It was a great effort, and Curry gets her 3rd straight, mark her 4th in the game. She's at a 93. She came into this game with a 323. Madeline Weston in the left lane for the Hatters. And that's all 10. 2-bagger for Weston. After a split 8-1 and a first ball gutter spare, it has been 9 spare, and back-to-back strikes for Weston. Sarah Dugan has to deal with the 4, 7, 10. Grace Fox on the strike. And she is unfortunate to get the split. That's 6, 7. She can go to the left of the set and try to bounce it off so there's a ricochet onto the left, or she could go to the right of the set. Dugan, right idea, but not good enough. So split 7 and 2 for Dugan. She's at 90 after 6. It's 430 to 355 PW pending on this Fox roll. Looks very good. Very close. That was the right strategy, and that's why Grace Fox has surprised herself with the performance she's had so far. She's at 84 after 6. Just needs 128 for a 500 series. Esposito with 6. She'll have to deal with the 3, 5, 6, and 10. Here's Lauren Klein. And she's still without a strike in this third game. She entered this game with a 381. Esposito, whose best I believe is in the high 220s, gets the spare. Nicole's going to have trouble getting a 500 series. She'll need to most likely get 6 strikes in a row. And that's another spare for Klein. The Hatters complete 6 frames. Here's Shuttle Kaleli. That's a 5-bagger. Right now, the most she could shoot is 290, which would be a record for girls bowling. And if she does strike out, it would be a new record for high series, as it's 669. It looks like it could be 684. Erin Cass praying again. Prayer not answered. There's Cooper. Still looking for her first mark in this third game. Right now it's 485 to 384 BW. And Cass rolls it into the right gutter. Still just 1 spare. The rest open for Cass in 7 frames this third game. Finally, a mark for Cooper. It's now 486 to 384 PW. In this third game, there's Casey Brennan. And she'll get 8. In the 7th frame, still looking for her first mark in this game. She replaced Lauren Lindsay after Lindsay got 110 and 119 the first 2 games. Celia Curry leaves the 4-7. Brennan will not get anything. Still without a mark this game. And also with this being bowling season, basketball, wrestling, and even swimming will be underway momentarily in the school year. Curry gets another spare. That's her 5th mark in 7 frames, game 3. Madeline Weston on 2 strikes in a row. That's a turkey for Madeline Weston. A possible dark horse in the Continental American individual standings this season, perhaps. Grace Fox as well. She'll be next, but Sarah Dugan in back-to-back opens. Grace Fox getting it over the second to last diamond. She'll knock down 8. She used to have trouble avoiding the gutter area. Again, last year, Grace Fox highest score against PW in any game was 143. Already with 158 and 214. Dugan fails to knock down the front pin. That's 6 and 3. She's at 99. Fox misses it. Back-to-back opens. Looks like she would get the 500 series, but the possibility of even high 500s dwindling with every open. Esposito knocks down 8. Lauren Klein, the anchor for the Hatters, up on the right lane, using lanes 45 and 46. The 7 is not answering Klein. No strikes and 7 frames for Lauren Klein in this game. And Esposito will take advantage. That's 3 straight spares. That's 6 marks and 7 frames in game 3. PW up 531 to 449 pending on this spare for Klein. And then Shuttle-Coley on her 7th frame in the third game on a 5 bagger. Klein gets the spare. Leaves the 10. Even if she gets a spare and strikes out, still could probably get into the 260s. But Shuttle-Coley has had great first 2 games with 170 and 224. Now getting the strikes and spares, and it looks like she'll get this one. 5 strikes and 2 9 spares. 8th frame now. Jenna Cooper on her first mark has a 7 in the 8th frame. It's 574 to 450 PW. In this third game, Hatboro-Horsham is leading 1.5 to 0.5 because both teams split the first game, 719 to 719. Cass gets 8. The Hatters won game 2, 815 to 774. Cooper felt robbed, getting 2 of 3, and Cass misses it completely. Still just the 8th spare in the second frame, the rest open in this game for the leadoff for Hatboro-Horsham. Casey Brennan will be on the left, and PW's Curry will be on the right. Brennan still looking for her first mark. She gets 8. It'll be Curry's turn. Curry has to knock down the 10 on the second ball. Casey Brennan and the Hatters, second ball in the left lane. Nothing but air. Still no marks in this third game. Curry looking to get this 10, and she'll get it. 6 of 8 frames this game have led to marks. As Weston on a turkey for the Hatters. Oh boy, she has to face the dreaded 7-10 split. Dugan leaves the 7. So again, PW with just 7 regional qualifiers since regionals came into existence in 2007. And states, only 3 bowlers for the girls have gone to states. That was in 2005 and 2006, back when regionals did not commence. Weston gets none. That's her second open of the game after 6 straight marks. Dugan comes up empty as well. So it's 604 to 490 PW in the third game. PW split the first game and lost the second. Now I believe PW had accumulated 2,200 pins in a game, in a match, just once last season. This PW last season usually could see 2,046 total pins. And Grace Fox, another strike. She's at 103. Puts her at 475 total entering the 9th frame. She had a 214 the last game. Esposito looking for 4 straight spares. She'll get it. Knocking down the 10. Anchor time, Lauren Klein. 6 spares in a row, but still looking for that first strike in this third game. And she'll finally get it. It's a hallelujah answered. She's at 131, 520 for the Hatters. Here's Shoto Kaleli. It's a second straight frame that she leaves 1 pin on the first ball. She's at 187. 600 series is not out of sight, just 670 is. Cooper starts the 9th frame for the Lady Colonials with 8, leaves the 3 and 10, sorry. Shuttle Kaleli, the senior anchor. Knocks it down. This season probably looking for a regular season scoring title and a Suburban 1 championship title. And she would like a top 12 finish at regionals. In fact, during the regional era, only the North Penn boys team, in terms of team events, qualified for states, as Cooper missed it completely. 2016, Don Stanicki's Knights finished 5th in qualifying in the boys regional, 3rd at regionals in total, but I believe finished in 10th out of 12 at the state tournament. Speaking of North Penn, I believe CITV plans on broadcasting North Penn versus Plymouth Whitemarsh Boys Bowling on January 30th, 2017. Cass is looking at 3 pins after knocking down 7. Curry is looking at a split. 6, 7, 10. Cass gets it on the second effort. I'd like to congratulate Dylan Copestick of Norristown Area High School with an 806 series against Upper Dublin. That's best of 900. I don't remember the last time someone even from Suburban 1 American bowled 800 series, so well done for Dylan Copestick. And looks like you'll get a glimpse of him on December 12th, our next broadcast, Norristown versus PW Boys Bowling, December 12th, 2016. Brennan, after the split 8, looking at the 3 and the 10. The 806 by Dylan Copestick is probably a Norristown record. Maybe the highest in terms of teams from Montgomery County in recent memory. Dugan knocks down 7 for the 9th frame. We're in the 9th frame. Brennan will have her second ball in the right lane. It's 673 to 538 PW. And again, it's not by who wins the match, it's by your games. So even if PW wins this one, PW could win the match 2.5 to 1.5. And there was a great conversion as Brennan finally got a mark. Dugan got nothing there. Madeline Weston off a split 8 open for her 9th frame. She'll leave the 6 and 10. Nels Esposito with 4 straight spares. She has 7 marks and 8 frames on a 140 right now. Nothing but a strike. Her third X in the game. Shoto Kaleli will be next. Weston in the right lane. Picks it up. That is her 7th mark of the game. She entered this game at 312. She's at 161, needs a 188 for 500. Hatboro-Horsham's at 550, PW 693. Grace Fox and Klein still to come. Here's Fox. Gets 7. Fox needs just 128 for the 500 series. Here's Shoto Kaleli, needs to get the jersey. Can't get the messenger to fall. Her third straight frame, starting with a 9. She's already at 206. That's a 600 series exactly. It's a great start to a season for PW senior anchor. Last season was too inconsistent. This year she is focusing on consistency. Fox gets just 2. She needs 7 in the 10th for the 500 series after a 214 game. Shoto Kaleli, 5 strikes and 4 spares. As we're going to head into the 10th frame. Klein's going to go in the right lane for the Hatters off her first strike. PW has 7-12. PW already at over 2,100. Here's Klein. Again, misses the head pin. She's already at over 500, but she really wanted that 600. Erin Cass with her 10th and final frame. She'll start for 7. We're now at 96. That's at, I believe, of 336. Hatboro-Horsham boy bowler Matt Morley had his second highest performance against PW in the third game with a 268. Looks like a high 690 series for Matt Morley in the boys circuit. In the girls circuit, Cass completes the spare with 1 pin, will go over 100. Cooper at 84 right now in the 10th frame. May fail to get 100. Frame game 1, 164, game 2, 112. And I believe this is her first action on varsity. Cass looking to just get a triple digit. She'll finish with triple digits with 7, 106 for Erin Cass. That's a free game total of 346. Cooper is not going to get a spare. A disappointing finish for her gives her 90. And after 276 of the first 2 games, a 90 would put her at 366. The PW is leading 718 to 608 in the 10th frame in the 3rd game. Hatters are going to have trouble getting over 700. Brennan off the split 8 spare, knocks down 6 on the left lane. Celia Curry will have to get another spare, and once had 10 straight frames with a spare. Had opened only 3 of the 9 frames before this one in this game. She's at 152. That puts her in the 470s right now. Brennan's going to finish with an 85. Lauren Lindsay had 229 the first 2 games. Brennan replaces her and gets 85. The momentum has shifted to PW as Curry can only get 3. She'll finish with a 155. That's a 478 series. That may be a best for her. 470s is a number she had not seen quite often. The Weston in the left lane for the Hatters was 6. She's at 173. And will not get will only get 1. Dugan on the right lane now will miss the head pin. It's a 174 for Weston, following 142 and 170 games. That's a 486. Solid effort for the Hatboro-Horsham 3-hole. Grace Fox, her second strike in 3 frames, and that assures her of a 500 series. Entered this one 372. She is a 131 right now. That's 503. Granted, she had 158 in the first game, 214 the last game. Dugan gets 2 with a 124. And she'll finish with a 331. Or 333. Sorry, 333. She'll have a lot of work to do in the future. Fox with a double on the left lane. Esposito on 5 straight marks, including a strike. 2 in a row. Esposito at 180 could shoot 200. Meaning her max series could be, or possibly 210, depending on what she does the next roll. Fox finishes strong with a 148. I believe that's a 520. Esposito will finish with a 198 possible. She's going to fall short of a 200, but great recovery in this 3rd game. So 660 right now for the Hatters, 772 for PW. PW could get 800. PW had 774 in game 2. The lowest was 719. A solid start to the season, pin-wise. Esposito is only going to get 1. 197 is a very respectable score for Esposito, who will finish with a 488 after 197. Lauren Klein gets a strike. She's at 157. Shoto Kaleli, 4 spares, 5 strikes. Ka-ching! There's a strike, the 6th of the game for Shoto Kaleli. She could shoot in the 240s if she gets another strike. There's Klein. And she leaves the 6-10. Shoto Kaleli gets at least 7 here. It's already 800. PW had 800 just once last season. That was 847 against North Penn, a 3-1 home loss here in February 2016. Shuttle Kaleli with a 2-bagger. That's her 7th strike. That's 237. She's already in the 630s, it looks like. 631 right now. And Klein's going to finish with a 166. That's a 547 for her. Shuttle Kaleli, the final ball. Can't get it. It's a 246. Wow. 224, 246, 640 for Shuttle Kaleli. PW wins it 812 to 679. And we'll have the final tallies here. Aaron Cass, 346. Lauren Lindsay, 229 for the Hatters before going to JV. Maddie Weston, 486. Grace Fox, 520, including a personal best 214. Lauren Klein, 547. Casey Brennan, in her one game, 85. For the Lady Colonials, Jenna Cooper, 366. Celia Curry, 478. Zara Dugan, believe 333. Nicole Esposito, 488. And 640 for Francesca Shuttle Kaleli. PW is going to get 2.5 games, while the Hatters will have 1.5. And 812 is not a record. As Coach Jeff Blizzard is asking what the record is, it is believed to have been either in the 850s or even 900s. But the final is 2.5 to 1.5. PW had 2,305. It's been a long time since PW had 2,300 pins. The Hatters had 719 in Game 1, 815 in Game 2, and 679 in Game 3, 22-13. So PW wins 23-05 to 22-13. A very competitive first match of the season for both teams. And it's been a pleasure calling a fine bowling match. That's another edition of CITV Sports. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. We'll see you next time on Colonial Instructional Television.